This is the real news. We have a lot of fun segments for you today. We're going to be talking about the Seussical, we're going to be talking about the Oscars, and we have a little game show that we have. Mason concocted that all for himself, or for you. And Stefan will also be talking to you about world events. So get excited to learn. He's dead now.
Hi, I'm Anthony, and I'm here with Caroline Alford, who is in the Seussical that is coming up soon. How is it going so far?
It's going pretty well. We're having some challenges, but optimistic in general. So yeah.
It's good. Optimism keeps it going. What's your favorite part of the Seussical so far?
Like the process or the actual musical?
Both.
Oh, my favorite part of the process is probably choreography, learning the dances and stuff. And then my favorite part of the musical is probably the opening number, because everyone's all happy and yeah.
Happiness is good. What are you most excited for everyone to see in the Seussical?
I'm really excited for everyone to just see the costumes, because everyone's working really hard for the sets and costumes for this show. So I think that'll be fun.
It's cool. It's cool. Is there any last things you want to mention about the Seussical?
I don't think so. Come see it. I think that's it.
Come see it.
Hello, I'm Mason Atkinson for The Real News, and this is Mr. Mercado.
All right. Nice to meet you all.
As we all know, Florida isn't great. It's a kind of a polluted, dirty state, and a lot of strange news comes out of there. News you wouldn't normally believe.
It does tend to have a bad reputation, but the state overall is not the worst.
It's kind of the worst. I've compiled a list of unbelievable news stories from Florida and a list of fake ones, and I want to see if you can tell the difference.
I'll try my best.
Which one of these is true? Unidentified Florida man terrorizes a town with graffiti depicting a human butt with 3 buttocks. Or Florida criminal sneaks out of a police station after being arrested wearing Groucho Marx glasses.
The second one seems too calm to be true for these kinds of stories. But that might be the catch here. So I'll go with the 3 butts on the graffiti.
You're right again. Florida really is unbelievable. A Florida woman tells a judge she's been dead for 30 years and has mastered immortality. Or a Florida woman fined for operating a business without a license requests trial by combat.
A lot of people watch movies in which trial by combat is a thing, so that doesn't seem too out of place. But the immortality one also seems not too out there. I'm gonna go by trial by combat.
That did not happen.
Okay.
A woman tried to convince a judge that she was dead or immortal. I'm guessing that means a vampire?
Maybe.
It's possible.
So interestingly enough, the reason why there's so many Florida man stories is because Florida actually publicizes pretty much everything that comes into the court systems or everything that might happen in the news. So it's not so much that Florida itself has a larger increase in these weird occurrences. It's just that they're more publicized, so we hear about them more often. That's how the kind of Florida man legend ends up getting spread.
Which one is true? Instead of going to court, 2 Florida restaurateurs duel with pistols over who owns a gumbo recipe, or a Florida man got a extremely advanced bionic arm and he held a press conference pledging to use it only for good.
I'm not sure where somebody would get an advanced bionic arm from, but at the same time, if you were to have it, then I feel like someone might try to be a superhero with it, because TV is a big influence. I'm gonna go with bionic arm.
That's the real one?
Sure. Yeah.
It is. Yep. He got an actual bionic arm. Those exist now. That'd be cool.
Don't watch too much TV and think that just because you have technology at your fingertips, literally, that you could save the world.
All right, thanks for coming on the show and being a good sport about this. And I think this just goes to show that we should make Florida secede, or we should saw it off, or maybe sell it to somebody. It's bad. It's bad.
Another interesting tidbit history about that, Florida actually did secede once as in an attempt to get the federal government to give them money after an emergency situation with the environment, which actually worked. They actually, a portion of the islands south of Florida seceded from the Union, and that's how they were able to get money to solve their problem.
Well, it just goes to show that nothing good can last. On to the next segment.
Hello, now we're outside reporting on the tarp that's being painted for the marching band that's happening March 9th. How long have you guys been painting? How long has it taken so far?
We started at the start of Smart Times, so given that it's study hall, around an hour.
I was forced against my will to do this.
Have you painted all of this in the amount of time that it was just that?
Yes, yeah.
We had to go into sections because I don't know if that's just dirt. I don't know what that's supposed to be dirt. And then that right there is the train tracks. And then me, like Ada's doing, is painting in between the train tracks.
It's supposed to be like the Wild West with like a railroad in it. So,
I didn't know that because I'm not a marching band. I was forced against my will to do this.
yeah.
What's the tarp going to be used for in the marching band?
It's our floor. It's what we will march on. It's what a lot of indoor groups have. They all march on a tarp, and it's all decorated to correlate with their show. And ours is called the Great Locomotive Chase. So, as you can see, we have a railroad.
Well, that's awesome.
Creative.
Oh, where are you competing at and when?
We're competing on March 9th at Wakefield High School. It's our first competition. It's our school's first marching related group, and we're excited about it. We perform at 5:20 on March 9th.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
All right, so here I'm giving you your global current events news in under 3 minutes. So we need to understand something that's happening in Venezuela. This past week, Nicolas Maduro, the president of Venezuela, sent troops to shoot at civilians. Now, this is very important. We have to understand how this happened and why this happened. So, Maduro has been president since 2013, and he was reelected again in 2018, but many people question the legitimacy of his presidency because in the past few years, some of the ideas that he has put into his presidency have led to the economic collapse of Venezuela. People are lining up for food, aid, all the things that you need to live. So no one really likes him at this point, but he's not giving up power. People say that he's faked his legitimacy, and over 50 countries do not recognize him as the actual president of Venezuela. One of those countries being the US, of course. Come on, just come through. Yep. One of those countries being the US, of course, and people are going to have a summit with the opposition, the interim president known as Guaido, and he is actually, yeah, just go. Just come. So Guaido is helping to give aid to the citizens of Venezuela, and to the citizens of Venezuela. And so over the weekend, when he was bringing aid through Colombia, Maduro sent troops in to block the border, and when people tried to get the aid, they shot at the civilians. This is a horrible, terrible thing that is happening, and so there is an opposition happening, and right now we need to be aware of these current events. That is all.
Well, hello. I'm guaranteeing none of you watch the Oscars, considering it's one of the lowest rated programs on television nowadays. But aren't you still interested as to what won? It wasn't what you wanted it to, I can guarantee you that. Because they only watch like 4 movies each year, and most of them aren't even nominated. Black Panther won Best Production Design. Wow, it's almost like that was one of the few good parts about Black Panther. Bohemian Rhapsody won Film Editing. That's just wrong. I just have to be honest. That one's just not correct. That was not the best editing of the year. Black Panther, with its second Oscar, Costume Design. I do have to say, that's one of the better parts of the movie. Everything else, though, is subpar at best. Best Animated Short Film. I don't think anybody even knows what that one is. Do you know Bao?
Yes, it was wonderful.
It was really good. It was about a dumpling child. They ate him at the end. It was cannibalism.
No, it was a dream.
Right, but you're a dream. Everybody's favorite director, Damien Chazelle, snagged another Oscar this year with his First Man movie about Neil Armstrong. Fun fact, I met Buzz Aldrin in real life, and now he's my arch nemesis. I hate him. It's actually true. The first thing, besides the short films, to really deserve its award, the best cinematography was given to Roma, which was a fantastic Netflix movie that's really good. That film also won the best foreign language film because it came from Mexico. Everything is better when it's not in America. The only one of the two good animated films this year, Isle of Dogs and Into the Spider-Verse, were both nominated for Oscars, but only one could walk away, and that was Spider-Man, which made me really happy because I'm a nerd. A good performance in a bad movie, arguably, Mahershala Ali's performance in Green Book. The movie is the most subpar thing you will ever see, and definitely didn't deserve to win its other award because it was totally just trying to get the Oscar. Another award that I really like, Olivia Colman won Best Actress because only 2 really good movies were nominated this year, and The Favorite was one of them, and she did a fantastic job in that movie. She was crazy! And then Melissa McCarthy ruined it with her dress at the Oscars. She looked like an idiot. The only award Bohemian Rhapsody actually deserved was the Best Actor for Rami Malek. He's the only good part in that movie aside from the music, and that was made before it happened. Best Original Song, Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper. Something from the 4th time they remade The Star Is Born. No one cares. Oh, another award Green Book didn't deserve. Best Original Screenplay. What? A movie about a white person talking to a black person about things on a road trip? That's never been done before, ever at all. It's so much deserved it. Such a stupid movie. Best Adapted Screenplay was given to BlacKkKlansman, which was actually pretty good, but not Oscar good. Should have been given to like First Reformed, or something that wasn't BlacKkKlansman, even though it's still really good.
Wasn't it the best adapted screenplay that year, though?
Yeah, it won.
So then why?
Because they're losers. Another thing something didn't deserve to win? Black Panther wins Best Original Music Score, even though, for the most part, it just kind of fades in with all the other Marvel scores. I will say it had some good tracks, but overall, it's dull and boring like the rest of the movie. And now, what you're all here to see. The Best Picture winner this year. We had some horrible contenders, including but not limited to Green Book, which won. It won Best Picture because someone hates America, and it's the Oscars. Thank you for watching. Well, that was the real news.
That sure was fun.
Thank you all so much for watching. If you want something on the real news, make sure you email the Real News team at longleafschool.com.
It's so bright.
It is very bright.
We've been living in here for several days.
Yeah, it's kind of getting rough in here.
Well,
We ran out of food, which I mean trash.
yeah. Well, we're so glad that you guys enjoy and watch, and be sure to tune in next week for another episode of The Real News. Back in the cans, boys. Oh.